Imagine receiving a windfall of $100,000 today. While most assume this would provide permanent security, history shows that lottery winners and professional athletes often end up broke just a few years after their biggest payday. This happens because a higher income rarely fixes bad financial habits, it simply magnifies them. Money acts like water poured into a vessel with holes. It just leaks out faster. To stop the drain, you have to address the bucket's structure. These traps exist in 3 distinct layers: mechanical cash flow leaks, systemic growth killers, and deep-seated mindset traps. Wealth retention depends on the behavioral systems you build, regardless of the size of the initial paycheck. The first mechanical error is treating savings as a leftover. Most people spend their income first and try to save what remains, but the wealthy treat their future as a primary bill, moving money into investments before any other spending occurs. This strategy works because your brain naturally adapts to the balance visibly available in your account. If you remove 20% of your paycheck immediately, you force yourself to adjust to the remaining constraint. This bar chart shows the impact of lifestyle inflation. When income rises, expenses often rise at the same rate, leaving no room for wealth. By keeping expenses flat as earnings grow, you create a gap that mathematically generates your investments. Choosing what to do with that surplus determines your trajectory. You can buy liabilities like luxury cars that drain cash through maintenance and depreciation, or assets like index funds and real estate that generate income. Prioritizing cash-generating assets over immediate luxury provides the mechanical foundation for escaping the paycheck cycle. The next tier involves systemic failures, starting with consumer debt. Using credit cards for lifestyle purchases effectively steals income from your future self to pay for yesterday's desires. Even cash that isn't spent faces a silent threat. Inflation acts like a relentless leak, reducing your purchasing power every year your money remains uninvested. This line graph compares 2 30-year trajectories. The flat line represents uninvested cash losing value to inflation, while the curve shows the power of compounded growth over time. Because steady growth takes time, many people get distracted by get-rich-quick schemes. However, long-term wealth generally rewards the discipline of consistency over the excitement of speculation. Speculative bubbles inevitably burst because they are fueled by emotion and greed rather than the creation of actual value. While budgeting is important, it has a physical limit. To achieve significant wealth, you eventually have to shift your focus from cutting small expenses to growing your earning potential. Think of your professional skills as foundational roots. Every new ability or certification you acquire expands your reach, yielding income dividends that outpace static budgeting. Lasting financial momentum requires a dual strategy: aggressively defending your time through investing while actively increasing your value in the marketplace. The most persistent barriers are psychological. Social media often displays luxury lifestyles while hiding the debt and financial stress used to fund them, encouraging people to prioritize the appearance of wealth over the reality of building it. This often leads to the trap of waiting for the perfect moment. By hesitating for better market conditions or a higher salary, you lose the most valuable asset an investor has: time. Refusing to learn the basics of taxes, credit, and investing is like attempting a complex journey without a map. It almost ensures you will take expensive wrong turns. These psychological barriers are often the most destructive because they paralyze decision-making before any money is actually spent. These 10 ordinary, repeated, daily habits interlock over time to quietly erase decades of potential financial freedom. The natural instinct is to try and fix all 10 habits at once, but such massive overhauls usually lead to burnout and failure. If an airplane leaves New York and adjusts its course by only 1 degree at the start, it eventually lands in a different city thousands of miles away. Tiny, isolated adjustments compound over decades to completely change your trajectory. Choose just one habit to change today. Money is a tool. When used wisely, it buys freedom, but when used carelessly, it enforces a lifetime of labor.